The royalty you earned is profit or loss account or production account data to royalty account. So as you can see here, production account data to royalty account 1500. You can see this so small, I have written it, there is no space, being royalty transferred. Yeah, there is no short workings irrecoverable. Is there any short workings irrecoverable in the 5th year? No. So why no entry for no entry for that. Now the entries for all 1993, 4, 5, 6 and 7 done. You have passed the journal entries. So next, what do you need to pass on? Next you need to go on to pass a, what is that? Yeah, 1 second. Ledger accounts. You need to pass the ledger account. So now you need to prepare the ledger account. So what are the important 4 ledger accounts are? One is minimum rent account and the other one is royalty account and then the lesser account and the short workings account. These are the 4 minimum accounts you need to prepare. So first is minimum rent account, or you can also call this as dead rent account or fixed account. So whenever you write here dead rent, in a particular wherever the word minimum rent is there, you need to write dead rent itself. When you write minimum rent, you will be writing as dead minimum rent only. You can't write dead rent, minimum rent. You can't mix the words. Okay. The first minimum rent account, how to pass the minimum rent account? To, in the debit side, to landlord account, what is the minimum rent you paid, and then how you have divided that minimum rent, how you have substituted, how you have splitted that minimum rent. So while doing the sums, you will understand. Yeah. See. So this minimum rent account you will be preparing whenever there is a minimum rent is more than royalty. For how many years? In this question, according to this table of analysis, first 2 years the minimum rent is more than royalty. So the minimum rent account will be prepared for only first 2 years. So for example, take for example the minimum rent is in first year, second year and fourth year. According to that you will be writing the first 1993, 1994 and 1996. So whenever the minimum rent is more than royalty, you will be passing entries. So or you can take that where here in this case, if you have done, if you are splitted, if you have passed this entry, you will be writing the minimum rent account. So the first entry you are passed, or you will be writing, if you want you can go according to journal entries, or if you want to go on simple way, it is a simple way. Or you can see for the journal entries, minimum rent, you are debit the minimum rent account. So you will be writing minimum rent account, you need to debit to landlord. So here also, second year, your minimum rent is there. You have credited the minimum rent. You need to credit in the minimum rent account these two, to royalties, short workings. You want, you can see like that, or if you want simply, you can write on the debit side to landlord account, whatever the minimum rent you paid, what is the amount of money you paid, that is 3,000, and how you paid this 3,000, how you split it. So here you split it, right? You know how to split and write there this entry. So how you are paid? So this 3,000, royalty you earned only 1,500 and short workings was 1,500. So same way when you come to the second year, what is the pay amount you paid to the landlord? You paid 5,000. So out of this 5,000, how you are splitted? By royalty you got 4,300 and you showed 700 as short workings. Understood? So likewise, if it is for the next year means 1995 to landlord account, year 1995 the to by royalty account, for how much you got from royalty. So here 4,300, how much you got from royalty and how much you showed as a short working, you will be writing in a minimum rent account. So likewise coming on to the royalty account. So how to pass this royalty account? Royalty account will be passed. So for every year, not like this minimum rent. Whenever the minimum rent is more than royalty, you will be writing only at that case here in this account. So but royalty you will be paying every year, right? You will be paying royalty every year. You need to pass that. So how to pass? First year to minimum rent. You are paid minimum rent, right? So 1,500. So whatever the minimum rent you earn, you will be passing that. On the other side, by production 1,500. The second year you are paid, you have earned. What is the royalty you earn? In the royalty account, whatever the royalty you earn, you will be writing 1,500 is the royalty you earned. That was paid for minimum. So or else you can see in the minimum rent you are credited here by royalty. So here in the royalty account you will be debiting to minimum rent account 1,500. 1993. How you are getting that? How you got this royalty of 1500? By production itself, right? So how you got? By production account 1500. So even here in the second year 4300 is the royalty. Yes, in the second year 4300 is the minimum rent. The royalty. To how you got this? You are paying it to minimum rent. So here you are in the minimum rent account, you are credited. So to minimum rent account 4300. How you got this 4300? By production. So by production account 4300. But in case of 1995, you are paid to the landlord 10,000 rupees. There was a short workings. Right? So why? To short workings account, whatever the short workings you have recovered, you will be writing 1000. And for the landlord, how much you paid? 10,000, you will be writing 10,000. And how you got this 11,000? By production. So same way, these two entries when the royalty is more than minimum rent. So in the 1996, you have got the 14,000 by production. You can write first by production 14,000. So what you did this 14,000? In this 14,000, you paid for short working 700 and other remaining value you paid to landlord. Even in the third year, if you want, you can write first royalty, how much ever you earned, 11,000. So first you will be writing what you did this 11,000. You paid for short workings 1,000 and then you paid for landlord 10,000. Done. In the fifth year, whatever the money of royalty is there, 15,000, the by production 15,000, directly you paid for the landlord. There was no short workings, nothing to recover, or there was nothing to recover. So all the money you got by production, all the money you got, you can understand, all the money you got in the royalty, you will be writing on the credit side by production whatever, and you will be showing what you did with this 1500. So in 1500 I paid for minimum rent. In this 4,300 I paid for minimum rent, but in this 11,000 I split it. So short workings 1,000 and landlord 10,000. So to prepare everything, this table of analysis is very important. Okay. So next, what is the account you need to prepare? Short workings. So now you need to see wherever the short workings is there. What are the things you will be writing in the short workings? When there is a short workings, when there is a recovery of short workings, you will be passing this. So if there is no short workings in a particular year, if there is no irrecoverability of short workings, you will not pass. So in the year 1993, you have a short workings of 1500. Yes or no? Yes. 1500 short workings. So what happens? You will be writing to minimum rent account. So for the purpose of paying minimum rent, you got 1500 of short workings you written. So what happens? The first year's short workings cannot be recovered in first year itself. So you will carry forward for the next year, right? So 1500 by balance carried down, or balancing figure you can take, figure. So you need to carry down for the next year. ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಬಂದು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಈ ವರ್ಷನೇ ರಿಕವರ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಈ ವರ್ಷನೇ ರಿಕವರ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಹಾಗಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಕಾಲಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ದ ವಾಟ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಯು ಗಾಟ್ ದಿ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ಸ್? ಫಾರ್ ದ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಆಫ್ minimum rent. To minimum rent account 1500. Please remember to write down the years. Okay, we will be carry forwarding this short workings for the next year. So you can see in 1994, whatever the value of 1500 is there, I brought down to balance, brought down 1500. So let's see in 1994. Yes, in 1994 there is a short workings of 700. So you need to write to minimum rent account 700. So and also you couldn't recover. Have you recovered anything? Is there any recovery in the second year? No recovery, no irrecoverable. So what happens? You got to 2200. What I will do? This balancing figure I will be getting down for next year. So by balance brought down, there is a 2200 of short workings. So now what happens? You will see in 1983. Yes, in 1983 1000 of recovery has been made. So from where this recovery has been made? By royalty account 1000 recoverable. So what happens? By profit or loss accounts. So here 500 is irrecoverable. So we will be writing 500 over here. And what is this balance brought down? In this 2200, first year's 1500, we could only recover 1000 because the first year's short workings could be recovered in the next 2 years only. The question states that. So you couldn't go for the next. You 1000 rupees you recovered, so still 500 rupees a loss, so you got. But in the second years, this 2200 include this 700 also. This 700 can be recovered in the next year, so you should write that. So you can, or else you can see in 1996 there is a 700 rupees of recoverability. So how to write? I brought this, whatever the carried down I made, you brought down here. 2 brought down 700. So in 1996 by royalty account. So here you are recovered the short workings. From where you recovered? You recovered it from royalty. So by royalty account 700. So there is no space, but I have tallied here 700 and 700. So done with short workings account. Next, going on to the landlord account. So this is the simplest and the easiest account you need to prepare. So whatever the value you paid, amount payable, you will be writing 1993 to bank account. What is the amount you paid? 3000 written. 1993 on the credit side, how you paid? Did you pay minimum rent or you paid royalty? You paid minimum rent, right? By minimum rent account 3000. So likewise 1994, what is the royalty you paid? By to bank account 5000. You will be debiting in this lessors account 5000. And in the 1994 even you paid the minimum rent because the royalty was less, so minimum rent account. So but in this 1995, what happens? You paid royalty, right? Because minimum rent is less than royalty. So to bank account 10,000, 1995 royalty account. Same way, whenever the minimum rent is more than royalty, you will be writing by minimum rent account. Whenever the minimum rent is less than royalty, you will be writing by royalty account. To royalty account 1995, 6, 7, all you need to write down like this, and you will be ending on this. So this is the very important sum, because I have explained with journal entries and ledger account both. If you know this, if you understand this particular problem, you will be definitely be able to solve any of the problems next. So okay, hope you have been understood. Any problem, please do ask me. Thank you.